Alrighty, we're ready to kick things off. So thank you guys all for coming out. We have a really exciting night tonight. We have 6 amazing startups that are going to be pitching for the chance to win $1,000. So yeah, this is our first pitch competition. We hope to do one every quarter. And with the help of Brex and our sponsors and the people who made this possible, like we really want to help the young early stage startups in New York City grow and get in front of amazing investors like we have tonight and learn and pitch and get their companies out there and the awareness and gain traction and get feedback. That's what this is all about. So we're really glad to have you guys here. We're going to play a short video on Entre real quick, and just so you guys can learn more about us. We are a social network for entrepreneurs. We do events across 10 different cities. We're building and getting ready to launch our app, which is designed to help you find co-founders, developers, investors, mentors easier and faster and help you start your companies a lot more simply. So we'll kick things off here with a short clip, just so you guys can learn more about us. And so we have a few companies who made this night possible. So, and we wouldn't be doing this without our amazing judges. As the banner's coming through. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So we have a couple of judges who are running slightly late. So we can first introduce right here on the left, Michael Weiser. He's the co-owner of Westchester Angels. We have Paul Goodman, who's an angel investor, lawyer, and he also runs the Tech New York Daily newsletter. We have Scott Kalick, who is an angel investor and advisor, business coach, and he's actually from Pittsburgh and one of our advisors in Entre as well. We also have Rita, who's the founder of Hotel Academy and an angel investor as well. We have Anisha, who's from Untitled Capital. And we have Coffee, who is an angel investor himself, and he's also a venture scout for StartUp Capital. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to have Bowen from Brex also come up and say a few words.
Thank you so much, Michael. Hi, I'm Bowen from Brex. In the spirit of the pitch night, I would like to give a quick pitch about Brex. So just a little bit about me. I am one of the folks leading go-to-market here in the East Coast for Brex. We just opened an office in NYC last month, actually. So we're super excited to be here. Would love to hear, what the founder and startup community here is looking for. East Coast, West Coast, a little different vibe, and so yeah, always open to your feedback. A little bit about Brex. Brex is a corporate card for startups. We launched a new product recently, but that's our main one so far. We, very interesting story. Founders are incredible, one of a kind. They founded essentially Stripe for Brazil when they were 16, sold it when they were 19 for tens of millions of dollars. This is their second startup. They basically went to Stanford, had this idea for a VR company, went through YC, but then pivoted to financial services, which became Brex. So without further ado, I'll hand it back to Michael. Thank you so much for attending. Super excited.
Thank you, Bowen. Yeah, we have actually a very special guest tonight from China, I believe. Where are you based? Okay. So they reached out to us in through our network, and they're actually about to IPO, and they wanted to say a few words about their company and bringing them and getting things started here in the States. So we have Wong Swing Jong from Jufield. He's the CEO, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his company.
Good evening, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
我想带给大家的3句话。第一，我们是一个已经有20年历史的，在中国最大的芦荟公司。
We are the largest aloe vera company in China, and which has over 20 years of history.
我们的业务呢，主要是在亚洲和非洲，当然也在美国有一些客户，比方说我们美国的可口可乐、美林凯都是我的客户。
We have market in Asia and Africa, and we also have clients in well-known companies in the U.S. as well, such as Coca-Cola and Mary Kay, also use the materials provided by our company.
我们这次来，我们希望能够通过 OTC 市场，能够在美国有更多的人关注我们、投资我们，因为我们是一个很优秀的公司。
Our company is listed on OTC market. It's simple with a symbol CNJG. We are going to raise capital here in the U.S. and for this trip we are coming here to let the American investors to understand and know more about our company, and hopefully provide a great investment opportunity to the investors.
芦荟是一个非常神奇的植物，但是我们把神奇的芦荟里面提炼了一种新的成分，它叫派马斯，它可以用于全人类的健康的推动，尤其是可以对艾滋病有很好的作用。目前我们正在非洲做了4年的临床，期待着它一个伟大的结果出现。
Aloe vera is an amazing plant, and it has essential element that is very good for human health and wellness. Our company is able to use a very innovative technology to extract these elements, and most importantly, those elements can be used to treat HIV and is expected to have a huge impact in the future with human health. And in particular, we have 4 years of medical trial already in Africa.
好，请大家记住我们的名字 CNJG， 谢谢。
Please remember our names and our symbol CNJG. You can Google it and find more about us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's really cool. And we just want to let everyone know, we do this because our goal is to help other entrepreneurs and startups and companies, not just from America, or not just from New York, but all over. So if you have a company you guys want to pitch or get involved with our events in any way, just come find me and let us know. We're always down to help other founders. So let's get into it. We have 6 great companies. We had 7, but they had a very important investor meeting. So one had to drop because they might be getting more than $1,000. So they had to take that meeting. All right, so we have Straplets kicking things off. We have Slate, Down to Dash, WeCast, and StrattyX. Woofy, they're battling it out for, I don't know if you can see the $1,000 check right over here. And without further ado, I'm going to welcome Emily to the stage to kick things off.
Hi everybody, my name is Emily Kennison. I'm the CEO and founder of Straplets. But before I talk about myself, I wanted to take a poll here and see if you guys know who this lady is. Yeah. All the angels, right? Spanx, that's right, Spanx. So this is Sarah Blakely. She's one of the youngest self-made female billionaires in America because she cut the feet off of her pantyhose and created the shapewear category. Now, why is that so important? It's important because the key reason why she was able to turn such a simple innovation into a billion-dollar company is because of the utility patent. Utility patents in fashion are incredibly rare. It allows you to own an entire new category if you're able to get one. And Sarah Blakely was able to get one, and because of that, she was able to disrupt a seemingly sleepy industry of hosiery, which was only pulling in about $18 billion a year globally, and create a billion-dollar company off of that, which is absolutely incredible. I also bring her up because she's my advisor. She sees a lot of similarities in our product, which I'll get to in a second, as well as the potential growth that is behind our company. So we are in footwear, we are not in hosiery, which is, compared to a $16 billion global industry, $152 billion global industry. It is huge. And we are here with a utility patent ready to disrupt it. If we only get 0.6% of the market, that's really, really tiny. We got $1 billion. So what am I talking about? I am talking about shoes, but it's not really shoes. It's just the strap. I have a utility patent on essentially belts for your shoes, which means we can make any style strap that you ever see, you put them over your shoe, and voila, you get that look. So, simple equation. As you see here, we have a seemingly similar Valentino strap. We can make it out of any of the other styles, and so you can get that look for only $32 as opposed to $1,000. And our product is even made in the same factory as Valentino's. So, where does this lead us? We're not just a single style, we can make any style, as I mentioned earlier. So we have proprietary machine learning algorithms to figure out what are the styles that are trending, what should we make, what do the customers want. So any style straps that you see when you walk into a store, we can make those. And nobody else can. Again, utility patent. And in terms of the value propositions, there are a lot of them, and our customers love to tell us about why they love them personally. So as I mentioned, they are affordable, so you can get a new look of a shoe for only a fraction of the cost of your shoe. It allows you to be versatile with your wardrobe. So now you can, own your pair of pumps, but style them up 100 different ways. Or you can slip them over boots, flats, mules, slides, other different types of shoes too. Low heels, high heels, whatever you like. It allows you to customize, which is key right now for millennials. Millennials love customization. They don't want to be looking the same as everyone else. So you get to figure out how you want to wear your clothes. They're also travel friendly and space friendly. So you're saving all of that extra suitcase space. And they're eco-friendly, because no longer are you having to buy 20 pairs of shoes each year. You are just using the shoes that are actually in your closet, and our product is made in a full recyclable way from a factory that actually uses the scraps from footwear to create our straps. And of course, it also helps with the fit. That was a video to show shoe slips, which if you're a woman and you've worn pumps before, you'll know what I'm talking about. When your foot slips in and out of your shoe, think of Cinderella if you're a guy. So it helps reduce that terrible situation, very embarrassing. It allows you to also just have a better fit all around. And 90% of women say that their shoes do not fit well. So we're addressing that issue as well. So we launched with 3 initial styles, and we have the R&D behind all future SKUs figured out. And as you can see, it's affordable from $22 to $32, only 3 sizes, so you're limiting the SKUs that you have per style. And with that, we have very, very strong margins of about 90% with very, very small order quantities. And we have a fast fashion factory behind us that's equipped to scale with 1-month lead times. So where are we today? We have the team, the product, and everything assembled. We have the utility patents fully granted, and we also kind of gone viral. If you look at us on Sarah Blakely's Instagram, you'll see that we've had over 1 million views of our product, and because of that, we've had incredible interest from Zappos and Target, who have both reached out to us for strategic partnerships. On top of it, it's all been hyper-organic growth. This has been bootstrapped by me for the past 4.5 years as I've been a lawyer. It's been very, very hard. And I quit my job 2 months ago to do this full time. Thank you. Which is terrifying. And so, yes, the customer reviews is the proof of what we are and what we are today, along with the buy-in from the industry leaders, such as Sarah Blakely, as well as someone that just recently joined our team, who was top 100 most influential people in footwear, Larry Paparow. So we are here today seeking $400,000 for a year 1 round, and right now we just got Sequoia Scout Capital Fund behind us as of this month. So hoping to find the next person to jump on board with us. Thank you.
Hi. What's your average sale, and does the customer purchase more than one?
Yes, our average sale is for 2 pairs of straplets, which accounts for 50% of our styles. We have a 6% return rate, which buy more, I think, for friends. And we're expanding the styles because about 1 in 7 customers have reached out asking for more styles, more colors. They're very involved with our company. We're a very authentic brand.
What's your cost of goods?
Cost of goods is between $1.83 and $4.83. It was on the last page, but it allows for about 90% margins at MOQs of $3,000.
Emily, excellent job.
Thank
I
you.
think I'm probably one of the folks in the target market. Absolutely love it. My question is, utility patents are fantastic so far as enforcement actually occurs. So what's the barrier to having folks in China put these on Amazon and not having that sort of enforcement occur?
Yes.
To defend your product.
So we have a trademark in China to help protect that. When it comes to utility patents in China, it doesn't really help too much, but the trademark is what we can actually use to enforce it if they're selling in the US. If we lose the China market, it's okay by me.
And you mentioned that you're going to Target and Zappos for partnerships.
Yeah.
How far along are you? Is it just an initial conversation, or is it something that?
They reached out to me last week because we kind of went viral, as I mentioned. So I was speaking again with their team yesterday, and I'm flying out to Minneapolis, hopefully early December, to meet with them. And then Zappos is further along. Yeah, but they're very excited about all this. Very excited. Hi.
Is your rollout, are you looking to go online, or you go retail? What are you looking to do?
So we're direct to consumer currently, but we're definitely expanding retail. Kind of like the Spanx omni-channel approach. We want to be in every single store that you can see, whether it's Target, whether it is Nordstrom, Neiman, because it is a very versatile product that can transcend different types of customers.
And what would be your 5-year projection?
5-year projection, I would say about, looking at Spanx, 250 million.
Have you considered the potential for intellectual property infringements? In other words, you do something that's so similar in look and feel to like the well-established brand that they'll come after you for that?
Yes. So I went to law school to study intellectual property in the fashion space, and I studied with Jean Fromer at NYU Law. She is the foremost scholar in that area. Supreme Court has cited her briefs before in very pivotal cases. What's very interesting is that when it comes to fashion protection, there's copyright and design patent typically, and they're very weak. So
Louboutin sued someone else making red shoes. They weren't copying their pattern, they weren't copying their shoes, they just put a red sole, and Louboutin won.
And Louboutin won, and that's because the red sole was identified as a trademark.
Well, but trade dress actually, or trade, right? So I'm concerned about that. But
yes.
I don't know if you know about this. There's such thing called intellectual property insurance, which is both defensive, which would protect you in that situation, and will actually pay for infringement litigation going forward. That's something you should take a really serious look at, and I can send you to a broker.
Thank you. I will definitely take a broker.
So if I could ask you about Sequoia Capital Fund, did they do any due diligence, meet with you, discuss the market manufacturing?
Yes, I had to pitch their team, so they met with me. They did due diligence in terms of what our cost of goods are, our deck, everything.
They didn't give you a specific dollar amount?
They did. So it starts with 50K and then it goes up.
And at what terms?
I think we can discuss that later. Okay, $5 million valuation. With a Sequoia.
Right. The issues with Sequoia, that if they don't invest in the next round, that's a signal, right?
Yeah, it is typically with a scout fund, though, it's a little bit different. It's this female founder's scout fund, which I didn't put up there. I don't know to what extent that helps or hurts a pitch,
right.
But
now to scale, you're going to need more money. So you're calling this a scaling.
Right.
Dollars would read a lot more than that to scale.
Correct. You're going to need more money to scale, but when it comes to consumer goods as well, you don't necessarily need to always be taking in new investor money.
So how long is this going to last?
This will last 1 year. It'll get us through the initial orders with some of the big retailers, but we're also using credits.
Yeah, don't use capital to pay for manufacturing.
No, so
if you have an order from Target or something, you can get that financed.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to do.
You have a broker for that too?
Yes, I do.
Hello everyone, my name is Will. I'm the founder and CEO of Slate. Before I share a little bit about Slate, I want to share a little bit about our team. We're a mix of StartUp veterans. I worked at ERA and NYC companies that both got acquired. I have a co-founder that went through Techstars, but we're also a team of marketing veterans. Two of my co-founders were on the marketing teams of the 49ers and the NFL itself. And that's relevant because we're building a product for marketing teams. Specifically, we're building a content creation tool that allows enterprise social media teams to create content on the fly. And we're doing it at a time when social media teams are asked to create more content than they've ever been asked to create. The demand is insane. Specifically for real-time content, Stories has quadrupled in 3 years, and that's just the initial timeline. It's projected to continue like that at least for the next couple of years and more. So the problem specifically is these enterprise social media teams, billion-dollar brands, are struggling to create real-time content that's on brand, engaging, and even informative to their audience. So right here we're seeing content that it's the wrong fonts, the colors don't match the brand guidelines, and it even leads creative directors or heads of design at major enterprises to cringe when they're seeing their own social media teams create content. And we fix that. So right now we're working with over $29 billion companies to help them improve their social media content. Here are two examples, the NFL and Man City. All of their content is on brand. All the fonts are exactly from their brand guidelines. The graphics themselves are informative, and even better, they can actually deliver real-time sponsored content. I think that's the future of 2020. Real-time sponsored content is going to be a way that more of these social media teams can deliver on extra revenue streams. How does this work? Oh, actually, before I have it work, I'll show some more case studies really quick. These are all stock fonts. These are stock graphics. These are things that literally anyone here could have created. And these billion-dollar companies are doing that with the default tools from Instagram and Snapchat and everywhere else. After they use Slate, all their content is Photoshop quality. Literally 100% of their content is Photoshop quality. What these teams were doing before is they'd take a photo or video on the basketball court, they'd send it to their designer on Photoshop, and then on Photoshop, they'd mock it up, make it Photoshop quality, then they'd send it back to the social media person to post, when it's supposed to be real-time content. That doesn't work. They're missing out on revenue opportunities. It's even delaying the impact of the engagement they would be able to have on their social content. Instead of going through that relay process, this mobile app allows all social media teams to apply that Photoshop level quality content themselves and have all the graphics in our app, which I'll show in a second, be approved by the designer. So here is an example. So here we have the Falcons. They have filters in the bottom. You'll see a filters drawer. That opens up, and they can quickly apply assets that were hiding in Photoshop and just apply it themselves on the mobile app with the same UI UX that's modeled after, say, Instagram stories or Snapchat stories. You and I could create this content. It's not for designers. It doesn't have dozens of tools. It's broken down to just the features that get 90% of what they want to create and have it be on brand. The colors here exactly match the brand guidelines down to the hex code, even the highlights, everything in between. So these are some things I've touched on. It's on brand, everything's quality. One thing we say when we're telling these teams how they could use it is we're saying it's dummy proof, which sounds insulting, but enterprises don't care about hurting the interns' feelings about whether the content's good. They care about making sure that all the content that the new social media person posts is on brand and it's engaging. Literally with this app, you can't create off-brand content unless you were to swear or something. Saves time. That whole loop of relaying content is cut out and delivering on revenue. So this is a real case study with Man City. They expanded their partnership with Puma and now have a completely new segment of real-time content sponsored by Puma. That's their Thursday trivia quiz night. And they can do that now because their social media team actually has the capacity to deliver on that sponsored revenue. The social media teams are going to be a limiting factor for how big of a brand sponsorship package a biz dev guy can sell to a brand. Now that the social media person has more capacity, there are more real-time sponsorship opportunities if you're using our app. All right, so where we're at. So where we're at. So in 6 months, we brought over 27 brands that are all billion-dollar companies, except for 2, including a marketing agency and a Major League Soccer team. And we've done that where we've done that with pilot pricing. So we underpriced ourselves at $500 a month because we only had this mobile app in their hands. And now we are charging them a web and mobile dashboard together, where the web dashboard is a CMS that updates all the assets in their app in real time. So tomorrow's gonna be Thursday Night Football, and they're gonna have custom filters and graphics that, yeah. All right, so let's skip ahead a little bit. We're now gonna be charging this higher monthly rate. Oh, that's it? Oh.
Yeah. And that's part of the competition, guys. It's 5 minutes, so.
Okay. Please ask me as many questions as possible. I blab on too much.
Can you go through your pricing then? $500 a month.
So our pilot pricing is $500 a month. We're now at a 3-tiered SaaS model: $1,250, $1,850, and $2,500, depending on users, features, that number of assets you want to use.
Adobe is aggressively moving into the creative space as an enterprise solution. So what's the IP defense here for the long term?
So there isn't really any realistic IP defense. They have more resources than us. They could throw $2 million at this. Our competitive advantage is that we're in sports, and we have cornered the market in sports with over 16 pro NFL teams and the league itself using us. And the reason why sports is important is because sports of all industries and social post the most real-time content. So we've actually gotten people interested in us like Fox Sports and NBC Sports because we have the most important brands in real time using us.
Yeah, but it's a really small market. How many pro teams are there in total? 140?
Correct. So sports is just a start. We're starting with sports, and actually I would put that number up at the single thousands for pro sports teams. But we're starting with sports as a strategic move because they post the most real-time content. But right after sports, there's news, there's media entertainment. Our first actual trial partner was a CPG. It was a Shiseido, like the L'Oreal of Japan. They used us at the Met Gala and Paris Fashion Week to cover new product launches and to make sure that all their content was using the right fonts.
But your pricing is too high. From your current pricing, you're not making any money, and when you raise it, your pricing is too high to get any low-hanging fruit or any, millions of people who do this.
We don't want millions of people to be using this. We're only focusing on the top 10% of the market. All the other apps out there are focusing on the bottom 90% of the market, and they have a really low price point.
I'd rather have 90% though.
Yeah, we're going to start with 10%, and then we're going to go from there. We're going to be focused and only focus on the teams that have a really strong pain point for real-time content.
What's your scalability? I mean, how does this go across markets?
Yeah. So the feature set here is the same feature set that's being used by CPGs, used by marketing agencies, and everything in between. So we really don't need to add too many specific features for specific industries. And one kind of very interesting case study of that is we worked with a marketing agency that put this in the hands of an influencer. And since it was so easy for the influencer to use, and it was only the assets approved by the brand, the influencer was able to create really easy, fun content on the fly. We helped them deliver on that revenue stream. So marketing agencies, news, and other,
If I was a large enterprise, I would be concerned about having a solution that's in the digital marketing space that's only a small little piece. So how do you integrate what you're doing with some of the other platforms that have other functionality because I don't know.
That's a great question.
My digital marketing sort of department will tolerate or will basically optimize the use of digital marketing tools if there's 20 different tools and 20 different platforms.
Sure. So what's interesting is when we speak to every enterprise social media, we ask them what tools they're using, and not one is saying we have the tool that's solving all our problems. They're using Slate for Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. On average, they're posting 9.6 pieces of content every day with our app. So we're solving a strong pain point. They're actually asking to integrate their tools into our platform. So content management tools like Greenfly, WSC, cloud stuff like Dropbox, Box, Drive, they want to integrate that into the mobile app and into the dashboard.
And sell their product, not yours.
Sorry?
To sell their product, not yours.
They want to integrate these tools to make their lives easier.
Correct. Doesn't make your life any.
It makes our life a lot easier because we can charge them for these third-party integrations. So that would be a higher-end enterprise SaaS model.
What did you spend on development?
Somebody else ask a question? Thanks so much. You said you had a number of customers, and they paid $500 each, right?
Correct.
How many are repeat customers?
So we have 7-month contracts on average, and the first one that expired.
How long is the contract?
7 months.
That's a huge one.
7 months, yeah. But teams are actually asking for longer contracts. Like the Patriots want a 2-year-long
That's what I
contract.
wanted to hear. So you're
Yeah.
getting repeat business, right?
They want, yeah. So actually, yesterday we re-signed the Dodgers because their contract's ending in December, and we're already charging them 70% more, and we're extending that contract from a 4-month because we knew we were underpricing it to a full year for all of 2020. So that's the first contract to expire, but yeah, one day
Very
before.
good to hear.
That's it for questions. Thank you guys so much. You just